This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your physician or qualified healthcare provider before making changes to your diet, medications, or health routine. If you're over 60 and you have type 2 diabetes, I want you to stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I am about to share could change your mornings and your numbers starting tomorrow. Here is a frustrating situation I hear constant from patients your age. You go to bed with a reasonable blood sugar reading, you wake up, and somehow the number is higher than when you went to sleep. You haven't eaten anything. You haven't had a snack. So why is your fasting blood sugar elevated? Most people blame dinner or stress, but the real cause, for adults over 60, is something that happens to your body in the early morning hours entirely without your knowledge. It involves your liver, your cortisol, and the way aging changes your insulin response. I am going to walk you through the most important morning habit you can build. And at the end of this video, I will reveal the single most common morning food that silently pushes your blood sugar up, and the simple swap you can make tomorrow. You do not want to miss that. Let me explain what is actually happening inside your body each morning, in plain language, without the medical jargon. Think of your metabolism like the furnace in your home. When you are young, that furnace is responsive. It kicks on fast, heats efficiently, and regulates beautifully. But as we age past 60, and especially with type 2 diabetes, the furnace becomes less sensitive to its own thermostat. Here's what happens between 3 and 6 in the morning. Your brain, preparing for the day, signals your adrenal glands to release a hormone called cortisol. At the same time, your body releases growth hormone. Both of these tell your liver time to get ready. So your liver does what it is designed to do. It releases stored glucose into your bloodstream. In a healthy metabolism, insulin immediately captures that glucose and ushers it into your cells. But when you have insulin resistance, which most people with type 2 diabetes have, the insulin cannot do its job efficiently. The glucose stays in your blood, you wake up, you check your monitor, and the number surprises you. This is called the dawn phenomenon. And it is far more common over 60 than most people realize. Now, here's the key question. What can you do about it first thing in the morning, before breakfast, before medication, before anything else? That is exactly what we are going to cover right now. Number 4 on our list, skipping water first thing in the morning. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is mildly dehydrated. When you are dehydrated, your blood is more concentrated. And that means the glucose in it appears at higher levels on your monitor. It is like having the same amount of sugar in a smaller glass of water versus a larger one. The concentration is higher. The fix is simple. Before you reach for coffee, before you take your medication, drink 8 to 12 ounces of plain water, room temperature or slightly warm, not iced. This single habit has been shown in clinical studies to modestly but measurably reduce fasting glucose. It costs you nothing. Number 3, taking your morning medication on an empty stomach, without any food or water first. Many seniors take metformin or other diabetes medications in the morning. This is standard and important. However, the timing and context of when you take it matters more than most people know. Taking metformin on a completely empty stomach with no water and no food can cause nausea, cramping, and reduce its effectiveness at stabilizing your glucose. The practical swap: take your morning medication after you have had water, and ideally with a small, low-carbohydrate food like 2 or 3 almonds or a single boiled egg. This is not about eating a full meal. It is about giving your medication the best possible environment to work in. Always consult your own physician before changing how you take any prescription. We are about halfway through, and I need to flag something important. Items number 2 and number 1 on this list are the ones I see cause the most persistent problems for patients in their 60s and 70s, and almost no one talks about them. Stay with me. Number 2, drinking fruit juice or any sweetened beverage as your first calorie of the day. I know this one surprises people. Orange juice, apple juice, grapefruit juice, these have been marketed as healthy for decades. And if you are a 25-year-old athlete, your body may handle them fine. But if you are 65 and managing type 2 diabetes, fruit juice is essentially liquid sugar with the fiber removed. An 8-ounce glass of orange juice contains around 26 grams of sugar. There is virtually no fiber to slow its absorption. When that hits your bloodstream first thing in the morning, during the dawn phenomenon window, when your liver has already released glucose, your blood sugar spikes dramatically and quickly. For many of my patients, eliminating morning juice alone dropped their fasting A1C reading by 1/4 to 1/2 a point within 8 weeks. The morning swap here: replace juice with half of a whole fruit, an orange, a small apple, or a handful of berries. You get the vitamins, you get the fiber, and your blood sugar responds in a far more measured, manageable way. And now number 1, the most common morning habit that silently keeps blood sugar elevated in adults over 60. Are you ready? It is this: eating a high carbohydrate breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. I am talking about white toast instant oatmeal with added sugar, sweetened yogurt, flavored granola bars, or a bowl of cereal. These foods are not evil, but the timing is the problem. Remember the dawn phenomenon we discussed? Your liver has already released glucose. Your cortisol is elevated. Your insulin sensitivity at this hour, particularly over 60, is at its lowest point of the entire day. Adding a large carbohydrate load on top of an already elevated glucose level is like adding logs to a fire that is already burning too hot. Your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas is asked to produce more insulin than it can manage, and the pattern repeats itself every single morning. Here is the swap, and it is practical. It does not require an exotic diet or expensive food. Simply delay your first full meal by 20 to 30 minutes after waking. Drink your water first. Walk slowly around the block or do 5 minutes of gentle movement. Even seated stretching counts. Then, when you do eat, choose a protein-first breakfast, scrambled eggs, plain Greek yogurt with no added sugar, a small handful of walnuts with a slice of whole grain bread. These foods stabilize your glucose response because protein and healthy fat slow the absorption of any carbohydrates you consume. Research consistently shows that a protein-first breakfast reduces the post-meal blood sugar spike by 15 to 20% in adults with insulin resistance. This is not about perfection. It is about one better decision each morning, one habit that protects your energy, your independence, and your long-term health. Now, I have a question for you, and I genuinely want to hear your answer. Leave a comment below telling me, what year were you diagnosed with type 2 diabetes? And what is your current morning fasting blood sugar target that your doctor has given you? I read every comment. Your experience helps me create better content for this entire community. If this video gave you one practical idea you can use tomorrow morning, please give it a like and share it with someone you care about who is managing their blood sugar. There is a related video on managing blood sugar through the rest of your day coming up next. I think you will find it useful. Take good care of yourself. I will see you in the next one. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your physician or qualified healthcare provider before making changes to your diet, medications, or health routine.